Welcome to the 8-Minute Podcast, where 8 minutes is all it takes to transform your day. So, if you're ready, let's dive in and make every minute count. I thought about this week's episode after having a conversation with my sister earlier in the week. So, shout out to her if she is listening, which I hope she is. I made the realization that there are many times throughout the week where I put myself through a lot of obligations. And I thought to myself, but where is my free will? Do I even have one? Or am I just acting out of habit? And to ground all of these questions, I think it only makes sense to explore the notion of free will in a philosophical way. So, we have hardcore determinists like Spinoza who will say that everything is caused by something before it, which implies that free will is simply an illusion. Whereas libertarians, and I'm not talking about the political kind, argue that we do have free will and we can make independent choices. And in the middle, we have compatibilists like David Hume who will say that free will and determinism can exist together. Our choices feel free as long as they align with our desires, even if they are influenced by past causes. So, are our choices truly ours? Or are they determined by past events, biology, and external forces? So this is where the experiments of Benjamin Libet come at play. Imagine you're sitting on a couch and randomly decide to move your hand. Libet's experiments found that your brain actually starts preparing to move before you even decide to do it. It's like our brain is one step ahead of us. Scientists saw brain activity happening before people consciously thought, I'm going to move my hand. So some say it implies that free will is an illusion because our brain makes the choice before we do. Others says that we still have control because we can stop the action at the last second, what Libet called the free won't. Which is a very funny play on words. I mean, scientists never disappoint. Anyways, so now that we have all learned something new about the philosophical debate around free will, let's take a closer look at what happens for us in our lives. Have you ever seen a video of someone cutting a cake in a completely unexpected way? Those videos drive me crazy. There's something about our brains, probably out of habit, that makes us instinctively expect things to be done a certain way. The way we experience choice in our daily lives is quite interesting. How many times have we let a lot of tensions come to us instead of simply saying no? In so many instances around us, there are moments when we forget we have free will, or at least the illusion of it, according to some philosophers. If we don't want to do something that we have imposed upon ourselves, we can actually simply decide not to do it. It is staggering how simple it is sometimes. I mean, I can't be the only one who sets those unwritten rules for myself. But why do we do that? Is it out of habit? Is it because, despite it being uncomfortable, it feels known, so it feels safe? There are so many avenues to explore here. And the key takeaway here is that it made me want to dig deeper and become more aware of the moments when I'm forcing myself to do something. And I think it is a cool thing to bring into our collective awareness as well. So, of course, we all have daily obligations, but how many of them are unnecessary, self imposed, and keeping us from living a life with less stress? Once I started becoming aware of this, a lot changed actually. I feel more inclined to refuse specific things, and I feel less guilty about saying no. It is as if I have regained a certain power, a certain balance in my critical thinking. Overall, I definitely feel as though I have more agency. Sometimes our brains push us to do things for no real reason, just because. But when you start questioning that inner voice saying, you have to do this, or you must do that, it starts to lose its grip. Okay, but why? What if I try doing things differently? Challenging this inner voice destabilizes it so much that it's almost funny. As you may know, we have a tradition on the podcast where each week we take some kind of action or reflect on something related to the episode's theme. So this week, join me in questioning that inner voice whenever you feel like you're imposing a rule on yourself. Ask why or who decided this. The answers might surprise you. So maybe this is a reminder to myself, but I hope that this episode also helps others remember that we have free will. And if we don't at least use the illusion of it, whatever we believe we have, we risk losing it. Please feel free to share this episode with people who you think might enjoy this format. There is a new episode coming out every Monday on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think. I value and appreciate each and every one of you. So, thank you so much for tuning in. And remember that all you need is 8 minutes. Cheers.